Hey guys, Keith Duhon. So what we got going on is we're going to be doing a acetone dye stained floor. We have a customer that wants more of a rust brown tone with a little bit of soft accenting. So our choice of color, the floor is naturally a darker burnished floor, and it's pretty tight. We opened it up with 100 grit resin just to open up the pores a little bit more. But we're going to go in, our choice is a acetone dye because those pigments are finer and they seem to penetrate a lot deeper than what an acid stain or a water-based stain would do. So we went with the acetone dye. We're going to seal it with a water-based urethane sealer, Surecrete's DK400 water-based urethane. And our choice of sealer with the acetone dye is water-based urethane because solvent bases will remulsify the acetone dye. So we're going to go with a water base and spray it and back roll that 2 coats. So we'll be doing that all today. That's the beauty of acetone dye, is we can stain it and seal it the same day. A little quick tidbit from me. Anytime I'm staining, I'm always cautioned on drips and different things happen, but not only for drips, in case of an emergency with color, especially we're dealing with acetones and flammables, if something would happen with my sprayer, seal bust or something happens, I always carry a bucket with me, and I like to use the bucket in case of emergency. If something happens, I have somewhere to go, a reservoir for my product, my wand or my bucket, my sprayer. I can go into my bucket and it won't drip all over the floor. There's been cases, where it happened to me before, where your sprayer starts, just all of a sudden the seals happen and it starts dripping everywhere. I have my bucket there to, where I won't damage the floor. Another reason why I like to use the bucket while staining is to start and stop. A lot of times, whenever you start staining, you pull the trigger and it drips a couple times and it sprays. I like to start in the bucket, come out onto the floor and spray. Also, whenever I finish spraying, when I let go of that trigger, I like to let it go in the bucket, not on the floor, because usually it spits more when you let it relieve the trigger. So it's always a good idea to carry the bucket, start and stop in the bucket, and use it as for emergency if necessary. Thank you. One thing I like to do is when I'm staining a floor in a house, I like to catch all my bedrooms and catch the last center main living area last and catch everything else first. That way I can continue a slow motion, and usually the soft transitions where I start and stop there at the doorways. But at the doorways, it's very important whenever you start and stop, don't just leave a straight line at your termination. Create an organic movement through your finish. That way when you come to blend in, it's not a deceiving straight line there. You have an organic pattern to go ahead and feather into. So if you see here, you can see where this doorway I had stopped earlier, you see the organic look that comes in here. It's not a straight keel zone. Now then, whenever I come in to blend into it, I can just come in, continue staining my floor, and come right in and blend this in, and it's not a deceiving straight line there. So you'll never have a line pattern or something that doesn't look right because you spray different. So when I'm staining, one technique that I like to use, I like to control volume by how far my wand is from the floor. If I want to get a deeper, darker accent, I bring the wand closer to the floor. I want to mellow out and lighten to create an accent, I'll raise the wand from the floor. And I usually spray in figure 8 motions. That way I get no spots or bald spots, keep everything organic and moving. So I want a darker accent, I'll bring it here lower, get a darker accent, lighten up. So it's all about control of your wand and how far you keep it from the floor. Alright guys, so what we're using, we stained the floor with acetone dye. Now we're using our DK400 water-based urethane sealer. We got our part A and our part B. So we'll just mix them together. We already dumped our part A, part B. We'll add up to 10% of water to it to really get it to penetrate. We'll put our first coat on. Tomorrow we'll come back, we'll put our second coat on. So we'll hit in our window, so we don't need to screen our floor in between coats because we'll be on our window, but we'll go straight into our second coat. And we usually keep that one around 10% diluted on the second coat. That way everything lays out nice and we got a nice uniform floor. We don't have to worry about too many lap lines happening because the thicker the material in the water-based urethanes, it's a little bit harder to roll out. You get a little bit more the eggshell. So we try to eliminate that. So we add a little bit of water to it, get it to level out nice and give us a nice flat finish. Alright guys, so here it's time to seal our floor, and our choice of sealer is the water-based urethane sealer. And the reason why I chose the water-based urethane sealer is for numerous reasons why. Number one, we use the acetone dye, and anytime you use an acetone dye, if you would use a solvent base, it would remulsify the dye stain. And for that matter, if you rolled it, it would lift the sealer and you have a lot of roll marks because of solvents. If you wanted to spray your first coat with a solvent base, that's fine, and you can roll your second coat. But here's the thing is that if you put a solvent base down, it's going to darken and enhance the color tremendously. Now our floor is already dark, so we don't want it to get any more darker than what it is. So our slab that we worked on, our canvas, was already burnished really dark from the power trowels. So customer wanted a rust tone brown color, so we gave her that, but we don't want it to get any darker. So the best scenario here is for us to use a water-based urethane sealer. We don't have to worry about lift from the acetone dye. Also, when a water-based urethane is used, you don't have to really worry about the color changing 3 shades darker. Usually the water-based will give you about 1 shade darker, if that, but when it goes down, it's going to be dark. But when it dries out, you'll get back to the standard color, usually. So that is our safest zone to use, the water-based urethane, and that's why we chose to use that on this project here. Now, the other thing we like to use rolling our urethanes is we usually roll with a 1/4" nap 18-inch roller, and my choice of rollers, I use the Wooster, and we use the 3/8 nap 18-inch to back roll. We also keep a couple rollers on standby for our edges, like 9-inch rollers, just to roll out the edges and in the corners. But for the most part, we keep a 1/4-inch nap and a 3/8 nap. 1/4-inch lays it down, 3/8 back rolls and you dry roll behind to get out any kind of bleed off from the edge of the roller so you don't have any white lines or anything. So, thank you.